Real power doesn't come to those who are born strongest, or fastest, or smartest. No, it comes to those who will do anything to achieve it.
When I found HYROX, I'd been an endurance athlete for 20 years at this point, and I knew that after my first race, I had potential to do something with the sport. So I went all in.
Your world champion 2024, Megan Jacoby!
There was a turning point. What happened?
I could not run a single step. So, you're fearing the worst. Turns out it was kind of the worst.
She has to be at the World Championship in 6 months.
3 to 4 doctors all recommended surgery right away. I literally started to have a panic attack.
It was bigger than they expected.
Everybody's telling you like, oh, you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back so fast. You have no idea, like, muscle memory and all of it, like everything you've built, you're gonna get it back so quick. And that's like probably true and hopefully true, but you don't really know.
Recovery isn't linear. Some days your body fights you, and some days your mind does too.
Very easy to think it's over when you have something like this happen. And I think every athlete has gone through this.
This is such BS. All the training and sacrifice just flew out the window with one step that I've done millions of times. The frustration is unbearable. The anger is rage. Why the hell did this happen?
Why me, dude? Like, haven't I proven myself?
Makes no damn sense. Now I'm supposed to come back from this and be the same player? Maybe this is how my book ends.
She thought that her career was gonna end.
By this very minute, Megan is on recovery. The answer lays only in her hard work, her sacrifice, her love for what she's doing.
It's about consistency and the courage to take one more step.
Every day is a little bit different. Some days I'm a little emotional. Some days I'm super positive, super amped, ready to take on this comeback fight.
Instead, I just choose to focus on one step at a time.
Sometimes I don't allow myself to feel things.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Find the silver lining and get to work with the same belief, same drive, and same conviction as ever.
Every time in my life I've had a big setback in some way, I became a fucking animal. This is gonna be a grind for me, and I'm very aware of that.
The first doctor said that the World Championship in June is absolutely impossible, so she should not think about that.
Complete delusion. You gotta believe the delusion, because it's only delusional until it works.
If you first don't believe it's possible, it will never be possible.
If it means I have to train 4 hours a day, I'll do that. If it means I have to sit on the bike for 2 hours every single day, I will do that. It's accepting that you're uncertain, but it's also knowing you're willing to do whatever it takes to at least try. And that's very much kind of the mindset that I'm having right now.
Jacoby's don't give up. You should just not give up. Like, if you think something's gonna happen, it's not happening yet, though.
I think the scariest part for me was I was not under general anesthesia. So you walk into the surgical room and see everything. And I literally started to have a panic attack. That really tested me mentally for sure. And they were great. I mean, I could not have had better people to kind of help me get through that. And then thank God you just get kind of like put to sleep. But you're not fully out the whole time. You're out for a certain part, then they kind of let you come to a little bit. And he's asking me while he's doing the surgery, I don't remember any of this, but hey, can you move this foot? Can you lift it? And because they want to see that they're not hurting anything with the nerves. That's very different than any method any other surgeon we have heard of does. And I had this a discectomy disc discectomy when I was 25, and I was not up and moving. I was certainly not traveling 2 days later. I was not walking. I was laying in bed. I was on pain meds. It was a completely different experience. And for 6 weeks after that surgery, I could do little to nothing. I couldn't pick my child up. I wasn't a professional athlete, and I know how long it took me to recover. And it was many, many months, and really kind of starting at square one. So I was pretty anxious.
It's good when the surgery is done and the doctor talks openly. There was a tricky part because it was bigger than they expected. So if you do an MRI and then you see the state of a few weeks ago, Meg, of course, was in pain, and she has a high pain tolerance, so she was pushing through a lot further than most people would do.
Trying to train through it made it worse, made it bigger in just 2 weeks. It was good for my mental state, but not so good for the state of my injury. So lesson learned there.
The doctor said he was kind of a little bit nervous, right? He's told us after, if he can do that with this technique. And until it was done, the end result was perfect. Everything is 10 out of 10, right? It could not go better. But to understand that also this kind of method could fail was a little bit scary. It's just a dark place in that moment, right? You have a surgery, the Hong Kong was going on. Usual behaviors, we are spending time on social media. We see other people doing what you love, right? And you're in surgery.
It was hard to watch a major race and not be a part of it, and not being a part of it by not my choice. It was not my choice to not be there. That makes it it's a big pill to swallow, I think.
So it definitely was also a challenge, I would say, privately.
Very high stress.
Yeah, very high stress, but super proud how we managed that. So a positive outcome of this here is, and I think we learned a lot over the last few weeks, because we have every week a new situation to master and also new learning. The deeper muscle around the spine is also well developed for the future. That means also having a better performance.
Yes.
I think the outcome will be also quite interesting, and I'm very surprised how good she is walking already. And now she's also realizing how high her pain tolerance was in the past, and what it feels like to live a life without pain.
Initially, when you get an injury and you're a pro athlete, you think the worst and you think your career is over. But when you really stop and the emotions kind of settle and you realize, okay, I've been doing this for over 20 years. My body is so adapted to training that you come back so much quicker than a normal person. And so of course you're kind of panicking and you're afraid, but then once that kind of settles and you can really look at things, most of the time, or oftentimes, athletes come back even stronger than they were before. This doesn't have to be the end of your passion or your hobby or what you enjoy doing. You just have to figure out how to work around it and how to get yourself back to where you once were. I think the biggest challenge for me will be holding myself back.
Megan truthfully has to have somebody who can pull the reins back, because she will continuously push herself and she will go. That sometimes can be a detriment to an athlete, right? You have to have a coach or somebody in your corner that can make those hard choices and decisions of saying, hey, we need to take a break, let the body de-stress, etc., especially for somebody who's in a sport like hers where it's very much fitness related. So she needs to keep her fitness levels up, which requires constant effort and constant work. So taking a break or taking steps back might seem like you are regressing. But in any sport and in any endeavor, most things in life are 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's never just linear progress.
There is no issue with motivation over here. So it's more like I have to play this very, very smart, and I'm very ready to tackle what I need to in the next few weeks. It is day 7 post-op. I am finding reasons to leave the house. Very thankful for my lash tech and hairstylist because they have given me good excuses to do something. It's Thanksgiving today in America. I am a little bit sad because I'm missing it. My family's together in Florida visiting my brother. So just trying to stay positive. It is much easier said than done.
Why did you choose to come here and not back home to the US?
They didn't want me sitting in a seated position for a super long flight. And when I land in New York, so it's an 8-hour flight to New York, and then I have a 3-hour car ride home from the airport. So sitting is actually puts more pressure on the spine, so it's the worst position you can be in post-surgery. And then of course, you know, you're moving through the airport, you're carrying things, you're putting luggage up. So just, they thought it was a little bit risky right away, but 2 weeks from now, I'll head home for a few weeks before the holidays.
I didn't even expect you to just walk in.
Yeah, I mean, I was walking an hour after the surgery. The timing was, if it was 1 week earlier, this whole season would have been gone for me. So thankfully I was qualified, I'm good, I had it, you know what I mean? But it was also a bit of a gut check because I was running the best times of my life. Normally I would need a lot of carbohydrates, but I don't need so much now just because I'm obviously not moving. That is very hard, by the way. When you eat like an athlete and then now you can't, or like you're trying not to, I feel like all day long I'm like, okay, when is it lunchtime? I'm so hungry. This is why I'm struggling this week, guys. When you are used to training 3+ hours a day and that is removed, the chemicals in your brain are not accurate. They're like, what the fuck is happening?
When are you going to be the next world champion?
I'm the next world champion, so that's a hard one. So my background is obviously bodybuilding. 1 year ago, I switched into more the hybrid space. So this is also how we met, right? But of course, I'm just doing it for fun. So my ambitions to be in a pro or in the elite space is close to zero because of my background. We have to be realistic there. But what fascinates me a lot is the whole sports nutrition topic behind that. How does reducing fat happen? What can I eat to increase my performance and stuff like that?
And Megan, how did your behavior change since Benny in terms of supplements?
Oh, I was like just freeballing it before and it was not great. So basically when I started working with ESN, we cleaned a lot up. It's great to have a person because now these aren't issues that I'm experiencing in the race or that I need to worry about. That is, it's really important also who you surround yourself with and what you're consuming and what you're listening to. People have asked me like, when are you gonna race again? And I'm like, it's all about the recovery and training after this.
Thank you very, very much, Megan and Benny.
They said it was the hardest case they've ever had.
Okay.
Leave it to me. I was like, I was just testing you guys. But it was, they said it was successful. They're like, it was very successful, but it took like, it was supposed to take like an hour and a half, but it took 2.5 hours. Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
I'm trying to show the process of the injury stuff too. Just maybe it helps people.
Yeah.
What I found helpful was to not look at the top of the mountain because the mountain is so damn daunting. You know, it's like, right? So like if you're saying, okay, I'm going to climb Mount Everest, you're at the bottom of the mountain and you look up and you're going, I'm not going to climb Mount Everest, right? But if you break it down into sections and you just 1 foot in front of the other, 1 step at a time. So instead I just choose to focus on 1 step at a time. And then by the time you realize you're at the top of the mountain again, and that's how I handle all my recoveries. It's just focus on the next thing, focus on the next thing.
All right, it is 8 days post-op. My skin is breaking out. This has not happened in, I don't know how long, a long time. So that's fun because probably stress, I don't know. Benny and I had a really nice day today. He spent a lot of time with me. He knows I'm going through it. It was a big family holiday in America this week and I'm feeling mom guilt. Because of the surgery, they didn't want me flying
that far home. This is the longest I've been without Mila, and this was not the intention of this trip, of me being here this long.
Just a lot of emotional stuff piling on.
And sometimes you can't just glaze over your feelings. And I'm really blessed that I had Benny, because he sees how hard I work every day. And, he knew it was just as devastating for him as he knows it is for me. And just everybody's telling you, like, oh, you're going to come back. You're going to come back so fast. You have no idea, like, muscle memory and all of it, like everything you've built, like, you're going to get it back so quick. And that's like probably true and hopefully true, but you don't really know. This is going to be a grind for me, and I'm very aware of that. It is a little scary because I don't really know what I'm going to look like in June. And I kind of felt like for a while, why me, dude? Like, haven't I proven myself? Haven't I done everything right? But it's very easy to think it's over when you have something like this happen. And I think every athlete has gone through this, where they're like, my career is over, maybe I have to hang it up. And a lot of them come back stronger. So that's my plan.
Had a really good day today. Benny and I watched a few of the CrossFit documentaries on Netflix. I'm just trying to watch and listen to things that inspire me and motivate me. Can't wait to get back to my own training. A couple more days. First day, cycling. Yeah, buddy. 45 minutes. Just nice and easy. I will also do another 45 this evening. Just nice and easy. Just getting the legs moving. Best day ever. I feel amazing. I'm so happy that I can do something again. I also want to say that this process has definitely made me extremely grateful for what my body has been able to do over the years. I think the reason this was even more hard for me at this time was because typically when I was going through something hard in my life, I always leaned so heavily into sport as my therapy, and that's what always got me through everything. And so then to kind of have that removed and also be going through a hard time, it was really difficult mentally, even though it really wasn't that long. Overall, it feels like forever, but perspective is everything. So, I was just thinking on the bike how truly blessed I am that I get to do sport as my career, and how hard I worked for that. Didn't become a pro athlete till I was 31. So, yeah, just really happy.
What day is it and how do you feel?
It is day 12, post-op. I feel great. This is my second day of being able to bike, which is awesome. I did an hour and 45 minutes yesterday. We'll shoot for 2 hours today. I have to break it up into segments because I'm not supposed to sit for really long durations. So usually I do 45 in the morning, an hour in the evening. I'm pretty tired today because I only got 4 hours last night. So gotta get that fixed.
Because she can hear me, she makes enormous, delicious bowls. And I'm very happy that she can bike again. No, she's doing great. Honestly, I think for every pro athlete, it's very difficult if you lose something which means so much for you in life. You always question yourself, what is my purpose? Because usually your job is working out, and then recovering mentally from that, it's quite hard. But she's doing great. She's so strong. We've spent around some ideas for the future, what we want to do. When you're in a difficult phase, you can choose if you go more down the rabbit hole or you create something out of that. And she's definitely choosing option 2. She creates something out of that. She listens to a lot of motivational stuff and thinks about how she want to come back and what she can focus on in the future. So I'm very proud of her, and I still love her bolts. But I'm very happy that she can bike again. And I miss working out with her because working out with her is one of my favorite things to do.
But you just have to understand how to pull yourself out of the darkness. I think that's one thing I'm really good at doing, is having self-awareness and being able to reflect, like, okay, I'm not myself. Maybe I'm a little edgier. Maybe Benny and I aren't getting along the way we normally do. We get along very well and super well in the normal day-to-day. Maybe we're getting on each other's nerves a little bit more. I know I was hard to be around, but being able to reflect on that and then make choices on how to help myself stay positive. I've also learned in the last 2 weeks how bad my body dysmorphia is.
The question was, after 7 days, do I still have abs? I'm gaining only fat and I'm losing all my muscle mass. And I look at her and she looks like always. And I'm like, absolutely not. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We're just joking. She's gonna win anyway.
I'm not joking.
Better put my headphones in to have a chance.
I am 13 days post-op. During the day, I feel great. I'm walking. You would never know I had surgery. The nights are getting tough. My right leg, which is the leg I have the nerve pain down, all of my muscles are tightening up. I think it's just like, again, due to being inactive for a little over a week or two and the laying down and the sitting constantly. And it's just becoming really uncomfortable. So I'm having a hard time sleeping. And that's very frustrating. But otherwise, I feel really good. Starting to be able to bike a little bit. Gonna have to break it up a little more and see if that helps with the muscle tightness, but I feel great during that.
So what's something that we learned about racing HYROX during the year 2024? Who's going first?
Be grateful that you can race. Because
Right.
now
That's a
I
good one.
can't, and I hate it. I think it's been really a roller coaster of emotions for me with this injury, because I'm coming off of the biggest title I could possibly have. The biggest high of my racing career to like the biggest low of my racing career, all within less than 6 months of each other. Definitely very overwhelming, but at the same time, it's definitely really, like, the last 2 weeks, I've really been thinking about how blessed I am, and like that my body has been able to do so many things. And I think that we really skip over that a lot. Like, we have goals and we're always chasing a goal, and we have a race. And even if it goes well, it's like we're psyched to get back to training for the next goal. And like, we skip over, I think, a lot of the appreciation and the enjoyment of the results when they really do go well. That's definitely something that I'm now looking back on, like, after Worlds. And I remember, like, I had a much different feeling after winning that than I thought I would. I really thought I would feel, I was obviously really happy, don't get me wrong, but like, I just remember then kind of like wanting to get right back into it. And it was like, okay, now I have to defend the title. And it's like it's always like chasing the next big
thing.
goal. Yeah. And it's like not letting it sink in and not really enjoying the moment. I think now, if I were to win again, and I'm firmly believe that I will, maybe not this year, but at some point for sure, I think it will mean even more to me the next time, because I've now had this experience and I'm way more, I think, in tune and appreciative of just the ability I have to race at the highest level, to be one of the pure best ever in a sport. That's crazy. And I don't think we recognize that about ourselves sometimes. This journey has really taught me, take every single thing and embrace it and enjoy it, because you never know when it's going to be your last one. You never know if you're going to have to sit out the next race. I mean, watching Hong Kong, I watched the Hong Kong race. It was the day I got out of the hospital from my surgery. And I just remember sitting there and thinking, like, I want to so badly be in that race. And here I am sitting in a coffee shop with a back brace on. I've got a timer on for 65 minutes because that's like the longest I'm able to sit up at this point. And I'm getting through one race and I have to go to my hotel and lay down in a bed. Like, what a wild turn of events. You know what I mean?
That's why getting injured sometimes can be a blessing in disguise. I know every time I've been injured, it's provided some sort of positive impact for me, like going forward. So it seems like you're gonna have the same thing come out of that.
I know this all too well, having had torn my bicep in 2024. Just recently, I had 2 autografts of cartilage done in my right knee, which has left me pretty immobilized for a while. So I know all too well as a professional athlete, how difficult injuries can be and the importance of recovery and being able to come back from those injuries. And Megan, my hope is that, with her having this now fixed, and she's been going through very extensive rehab, working extremely hard to get her fitness levels fully back, and now also working very hard to get her strength levels back for the different stations for HYROX. Sometimes injuries are a blessing in disguise. I'm sure Megan might disagree with that because she's the one who had to physically go through them, but having gone through 2 majors ones in a matter of 8 months, I can say that they are definitely sometimes a blessing in disguise. You learn a lot from them, and as long as they're not too catastrophic, you can almost always come back from them and come back a bit better. The downtime sucks. It feels like you're losing ground on the competition. It feels like people are passing you by. But as soon as you can start getting back into the gym and start training again and building your strength levels up, your muscularity back up, your fitness levels back up, then those thoughts, those intrusive thoughts tend to kind of go away.
I was really having a hard time when this stuff all started to go down right after Amsterdam. And, sometimes you have to kind of look outside yourself. There are other things that I'm so blessed to have. And sometimes in those moments, you forget everything you have. Like, number one, I have an amazing partner who supports me. I've never been more supported in my life in a relationship. My family's full support. I have so many friends who support me. I've also kind of been reminded through the community that this is way bigger than just me. Me lining up. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Fuck.
Here it comes. It's not me this time. It's not me.
You still gotta go on your life thing. You're not out of the room yet, my guy.
Me lining up in the start line, the amount of messages I got every day, I'm getting messages of support that I'm going through this, and how much me sharing this has impacted so many other people that are also going through these things. Me lining up on that start line at Worlds, it's a breakthrough, not just for me, but for everybody else, because it's an example of overcoming something incredibly hard. And it's just me finishing, I think, just a tremendous accomplishment, period. No matter where I even finish. If I could podium or, be in the top, then that's like actually truly mind-blowing.
That's all part of the journey. I think all of us here have gone through something now, like Rich found the other side. Like, Rich was in a rut, I think, and he kept fighting and finally pushed through to the other side. And, now Meg, you're kind of going through it, and, I'm going through it. And when I watch a movie on TV, I always root for the person who kind of gets knocked down and has to claw their way back up. And
hero's journey.
Yeah. The person who is always, things are going well all the time and they always win. It's like, that shit is not interesting to me. They may lose the battle or whatever, but they end up winning the war. So yeah, pretty awesome.
It's the 7th of January. This is the 3rd treatment? 4th.
So every treatment, we basically increase the intensity of the machine. So as it gets higher, the intensity gets higher, I will start to feel more, but it was pretty low the first 2 sessions, so I didn't feel anything. But I'm expecting to start this week having a little more post-rehab feels, I guess.
Those machines are really weird because you get like every other muscle who could compensate the movement gets eliminated. So you're in the machine, and I have done also it because it's like for prevention. Mm-hmm. And I feel the blood flow around my spine, and it's really funny to see that. And also you get a little bit sore a few hours later. Let's go, huh?
Yes.
When you start your treatment, you do like a max strength test. And everybody was expecting a good performance because I look a little bit stronger than the average person who comes here. And how can I say I was very average?
He was very average.
I was very average. It's surprising how weak those muscles are around the spine. Even I have no issue at all.
Yeah.
But I still have the issue.
Ja.
110 High score.
Genau, ich habe ja so einen Art Split-Verfahren gemacht gehabt. Genau, dann ging der halt hier hin.
Yes, I just really want to win this game. If 100% is possible.
Ja.
Do you have a pump?
Yeah, everywhere.
Ciao.
Ciao.
We are at our home gym of Würzburg. Würzburg?
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 Yeah.
I'm working on it. And it's called Kraft Munich. And I say it wrong every day, so they've been super kind to us on Sunday to kind of just show our gratefulness. I'm actually hosting an 80-person HYROX workshop, so.
How does a training
spot.
session after the therapy looks like?
So primarily things have been on just biking. Now I can start doing more body weight stuff because I'm able to do a little bit of weights. I can do the echo bike and that feels fine. Today we're gonna do a 5K ski test. I'm probably gonna take it pretty easy. But it's nice to,
I'm not.
it's nice to get to start adding some new things in. 2002.
2002. Okay. Let's see.
Last ball, come.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you.
You too. 203.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, thanks. You got the pace we said. What was your total time?
1930.
Nice. That was so boring, guys.
If you
I was like 300 meters in and I was like, I'm over it already. This sucks.
So guys, we are out today at the official Würzburg Basket Training Center. So here's where the pro players play. They have here their little gym. This is one of the courts behind us where they practice. My left shoulder, there's the physio, Nico. And Nico takes care of Megan, especially after her back injury. I'm also having a small issue, so I also use it, obviously. And in the background, you see the, we call it usually cold plunge. How's it called? Cold box?
Cryo chamber.
Cryo chamber. So it's going down to, I only have
It
it in
was
Celsius.
minus.
I only have in Celsius. I don't
Yeah.
know the degrees. The Americans are sometimes weird.
Extremely cold.
With-
We're very weird
with
with our
the
measurements.
Like
we need to be different.
Yes, so it's definitely super cold, and yeah, it's very cool here. I think Nico, was Dirk Nowitzki training here?
Yes.
So he started here. You probably know we only have a few really good German basketball players, I would say.
Look inside. This picture is on the wall.
Okay. And Dirk Nowitzki should be you should know him. Like, he's a legend for us. And he was starting to play basketball here. Those youngsters tried to become the next one.
My life, wow, this is not the funnest thing ever.
Klassische Verspannungen jetzt in dem Fall im QL, also im Quadratus lumborum, das ist ein Muskel zwischen den Rippen und dem Beckenkamm.
Was machen die Nadeln?
Die Nadeln haben erstmal eine gewisse Länge, erzeugen im Muskel einen Reflex, dass er sich automatisch löst. Das ist viel, viel effektiver, vor allem im Sport, als wenn man das mit den Händen da versucht, in die Tiefe zu gehen. Viel bessere Durchblutung, viel bessere Zirkulation.
I'm always humbled by my lack of flexibility every time I come here. But couldn't do any stretching for more than that, weeks, so I'm sure that's to be expected. I'm also getting sick, and I haven't been sick in over a year, I think. Be able to start running. How long would you say?
I think about 2-3 weeks.
It's exactly my time schedule.
Is 2 to 3 hours of cycling acceptable? Easy? Okay.
Second, we go with 30 wall balls.
Yeah, I can do them.
Then in a 1K hard bike, then 10 times devil press.
Okay.
So now we are in Schweinfurt here in Germany, and we create a special workout for Megan because that fits very well in her actual positioning.
Yes, the slightly out of shape condition.
Yeah.
You're definitely not out of shape.
The 1,000-meter hard bike was the death of me because I'm next to Luke and Luke is going so hard and I'm like, fuck, I felt so peer pressured. So I'm trying to keep up with Luke.
Most people don't know Luke is a sub-9er triathlon athlete.
I was only like 20 to 30 meters behind him.
No, the performance from Megan at this point is really crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, most of the boys and girls now lay down at home and cry in the bed. But Megan moves forward.
I cry a little in my bed, but I still get up every day and do it.
So I think.
But I also cry.
Yeah. At this moment, it's really.
Thank you.
Crazy.
Thank you.
Wunderschönen guten Morgen. Wir wollen euch herzlich begrüßen zu unserem recht spontanen HYROX Workshop mit der Megan und dem Benny. Deswegen jetzt, ich übergebe an die Megan und dann wünsche ich euch allen viel Spaß.
For the record, I know about zero of what he just said. So thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. As Alex said, I'm the 2024 HYROX Elite World Champion. I started my journey in the fall of 2022, so this is my third season. My first season, I was the world champ runner-up. Then I got the title my second year, which is my big goal. And I'm just really happy because I love the community. Being in Germany has been really cool for me because HYROX is everywhere here. And where I'm from, it's not so well known. So it's really amazing seeing so many people in just gyms all over Germany interested in the sport that I love and have so much passion for. So we're gonna do a partner style workout. It's going to be 4 sets of 8 minutes, every minute on the minute, and you're gonna alternate each station with your partner. All right, we'll just start with a quick warm up. We're gonna do 10 jumping jacks. Ready, go.
Yeah, passion before desire. I've been away trying to build a wheel up this life require. Slowly letting go to regain control, it's like ice the tires. Shit had me slipping, I turned the heat up, jumped in the kitchen. Renewed commitment, renewed the waste and improved the writer. Took up the text
It became harder and harder, but I really enjoyed the workout.
Good.
It was really nice.
So that's one thing that I've learned over time is if my chest is lower, I can use a lot more glutes. Your feet in the straps, they don't have to be tightened, but they have to be in the straps before you can start pulling. And if you're not doing it super efficiently, we can lose so much energy on this.
And that's why
It's really nice for me to be able to be involved in the HYROX community, especially since I've been injured for a few months. I haven't been able to go to so many races, and it was very fun today to get to like be back with people and doing HYROX and just trying to help people. So that was fun.
I guess just what's next? What's the plan?
So I'm not gonna rush into racing, but I will be in Vegas. So I'm really excited because it's really hard to sit and watch races online. I hate not being in the community.
Right.
So be in Vegas doing some sponsor stuff. I'm trying to see if they'll let me do something with the live stream of the elite races.
Oh shit.
She works really hard and I'm really proud of her.
Hey guys, it's Meg. I am in Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh, are we excited to have you? How is your rehab going?
You should just not give up. Like, if you think something's gonna happen, it's not happening yet, though.
It's a little sad.
So Meg, what I wish for you is that everything you're working for now is gonna be real very soon. But I know you, and I know that you're gonna make it happen anyway, whatever it takes. And that's why I love you so much. And as we say very often, the best is yet to come.
By this very minute, I know that Megan is on recovery. Megan's future, the answer lays only in her hard work, her sacrifice, her love for what she's doing, everything up to her right now.